Hello, Kemi Hinton. Welcome back to another video. And I decided today to talk about this post from the development team for Bleach Rebirth of Souls. As you guys know, in this space, we normally don't really get updates often. And by the time that we do get updates, normally it's too late, right? Most of the player base has left. The game's already at a state where most people don't even want to come back to it. And by the time the developers they actually decide to fix the issues, there's nobody to care. So I gotta give an applause to Tamsoft for actually throwing us this post, because this post in and of itself is not that important. What's important is what the post entails, if that makes sense. And I'll kind of explain more about that as we read this. So let's start, right? So first of all, the post starts with, "Greetings, I'm Suzuki, producer of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Thank you very much for playing our game. We are closely monitoring and reviewing the feedback." And it says, "We are aiming to make adjustments and implementing features to ensure a more comfortable and enjoyable gaming experience." And then it proceeds to say, "One of the most requested features is ranked match, and we are currently considering its implementation." So before we continue with the post, let's just talk about this real quick. I think that the part about ranked match, we can agree it should have been in the game day one. There's no reason to make the wait be a thing. Like, come on. The mode should be there, point blank, period. Right? That's something we could all agree on. Right? No hate towards Tansoft, but let's be honest. It's just a very basic thing. Every anime game comes out with this. Okay? We should not be waiting for ranked match. That's all I'm saying. Regardless, that's not the point of the video. So I'm not going to focus on that at all. Okay? What I want to focus is the fact that the game has been out for 2 weeks. And in less than 2 weeks, actually, because right now it's April 3rd. On April 4th, it'll be officially 2 weeks. And let me say this. For them to post this within the first 2 weeks is monumental, right? Like I said before, what they wrote in this post doesn't mean that much to me. But what it entails is that they've spent that entire time since the game's been out collecting data, collecting information to make sure that the issues over there at their office can be replicated and they can find a fix for it. Because you guys gotta understand, it's not like it's just one person gathering the data and then one person going on a computer and going, "Oop, update, patch, throw it on PlayStation Network and make sure everybody downloads it." And it's actually a team. In those 2 weeks, they made sure to not only get feedback from the people that were complaining about actual normal things to complain about, but they made sure to actually put forth the effort to giving us something in a timely manner. I think that's what's important here. Now, I'm not going to give them an applause for fixing their own game. They need to do that. That's a basic thing, like I said before. I'm giving them an applause because most developers do not care enough to do it like this. In a timely manner, making sure they're concise with what they're going to fix, making sure that they understand and communicate that, yes, everything you guys want, we heard you. Everything that you guys were complaining about, we know it's a problem. Like, that's what we really needed in this community. We needed developers to come out and say, "Look, guys, we're paying attention," right? And do it in a timely manner. That's the important part, the timely aspect of it. We need to make sure we do this in a manner where we don't do it after the player base has already left. All right, just to top off the post that they decided to post here, I'm going to say the last part of it. It says, "However, before we can implement this feature, we feel it necessary to further refine the overall game environment, including character balance and competitive play. We are planning an initial round of adjustments in an update scheduled in April 4th. And look, I'm going to agree. There's a lot of people that hate on this game for no reason, but I think part of the problem is the bootlickers, bro. The people that just continuously do not want to say anything negative about the game because they're scared they're not going to get another Bleach game. I think those guys are actually more harmful than the people that just spew out hate, because the people that spew out hate, you can kind of just know that they have no intention of giving a fuck about how great the game is. They don't care about the positives or at all. Like they just want to make sure they're negative to get attention. But the problem with the bootlickers is that, they don't want to be the people that give feedback on something that's a problem because they think they're not going to get any more Bleach games. The problem with that mindset is that what we end up with is a sequel with a game that's more broken, right? we end up with a sequel with things that should have been in the game. For example, look, right now, Tamsoft knows we want ranked match, right? Because we've been complaining about ranked match. Just to use that as an example. Guess what? If Bleach is successful enough and Tamsoft makes Bleach Rebirth of the Souls 2, how much you want to bet ranked match is going to be in the game day one? Because now they know that's a thing that we really expect to be in the game day one. Of course, I think that is basic. They should have known we wanted that day one. But the point that I'm making more is that they wouldn't make that mistake twice because they bothered to look at the feedback. And because people were courageous enough to point out the flaws in a game that they love because they love Bleach, now they get to enjoy a better Bleach game in the future when they release a sequel, right? I think that's why it's important for you to speak up, right? That's why it's important. Don't be a bootlicker, but also don't be a hater. Just be actually objective about the issues that you're having with the game. If you have footage of things that you don't like about the game, you could also express that. That's not an issue. Even if it's not something that's inherently broken that needs an update, you should be able to complain about something as an issue to you. Like, that's it. Hey, I don't like this. You know, even if it's not something that's going to be fixed with an update, it should be okay for you to stress the fact that you hate that. That's okay. That's not a problem, you know? Anyways, regardless, all I'm going to say is that I am very much excited for the future of Bleach. I'm not a Bleach fan, as you guys know. I pretty much only know Bleach Rebirth of the Souls, some characters from the Bleach anime, and that's it. But I do want to see this game succeed because I think that this game succeeding would allow us to continue getting more great anime fighters and more support from the development side to make sure they care about our feedback when we tell it to them, you know? But that's just me. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think, man. Are you guys one of the people that think that we shouldn't be applauding them for this? Or are you guys kind of on the same boat as me where, you know, we're applauding the fact that they cared enough to do it in a timely manner, as opposed to all these developers that just come out with a game, drop it, and then you don't hear from them again. Yeah, gonna end the video here. Take care, guys.